All right, just leaving the Happy Hill shelter. First up is about 5 miles into the town of Hanover, New Hampshire. So I'll be crossing into a new state. And then I'm going to stop in town for a bit. And I'm probably going to go to a shelter about 10 miles past that. There's another one 15 miles past that or so. But we'll see. I don't know if I feel like doing another 20 plus day. But we'll just see how the day progresses. But right now, it's humid again. Hard to know what the weather will be like. It's always kind of cloudy in the morning. But I hope the rain holds off. And we'll see what happens. There's also a very small outside chance that I'll stay at a hostel. There's a hostel in Hanover. And I don't want to stop in Hanover, but if they'll pick you up 10 or 15 miles past, I may see if they'll pick me up and go back in. But I'm not going to pay if it's expensive, so we'll just see. But I'm going uphill and I'm out of breath, so I'll get back to you. Doing a little road walk here. I think I'm headed into Norwich, Vermont, which is just across the river from Hanover, New Hampshire. And supposedly there's a general store, which I think I'll check out just to see if there's anything I need. And I noticed my shoes are starting to fail again. It's less than 200 miles. I have to try to super glue them when I get a chance and hope they don't fail before I can do that, because losing shoes is a disaster. But I will also try to find maybe an outfitter somewhere along the way, so I have a bailout option. But yeah, not getting a lot out of this pair of topos, that's for sure. So we'll just see what happens. But headed down this road and I'll take some pictures if I see anything interesting in town. We're crossing over a river and I don't see anything, but I think this river is the border of New Hampshire and Vermont, and if it is, I'm entering New Hampshire, which is, in true hawk fashion, Georgia, North Carolina, Tennessee, Virginia, West Virginia, Maryland, Pennsylvania, New Jersey, New York, Connecticut, Massachusetts, and Vermont. Done. And if this isn't it, I won't do the whole list again, but I will show you when I get in. But I'm pretty sure it is. All right. So I'm here, made it to New Hampshire. That is another brand new state for me. I don't think I mentioned that. So now just Maine left, which will also be another brand new state. But I gotta say, even though I know the hard part of New Hampshire is coming up and starting in about 2 to 3 days, it was nice in New Hampshire to start off with some pretty nice trails. Short climbs, if a little steep, but not like Vermont where you just come in and it's hellacious. So good going on your first impression, New Hampshire. All right, well, it's going to be a short day, probably like 4 miles left, one steep climb and this mild climb, and I'll be at the shelter. And when I get there, I try to find some sun, dry my shoes out as much as possible, and give them some super glue. Even though it's not ideal circumstance for super glue, it's really supposed to be dry and clean, and it's probably not going to be too clean, and it's probably not going to be too dry, but we'll do the best we can when I get there. All right. First view in New Hampshire, and it's actually a view. New Hampshire beats Vermont 2-0 so far. Alright, made it to Moose Mountain Shelter. It's a pretty nice little shelter. There's a nice breeze up here, and there's a bench down here. The water and the privy are pretty far away. That's the downside, but it's the first shelter I've been at for a while, since maybe Massachusetts or Connecticut that's had a view. Not the best view, but first shelter, pretty good. And it's got a little bench you can sit on to watch it or to look at it. And there it is out there. So I think I'll do that for a while, but like I said, got here nice and early, 3 o'clock, 3:30, something like that. So I'm letting my shoes dry in the breeze, and then I'm gonna super glue them. And then I got 2 pretty short days to stay at the hostel before starting the whites. So it's the plan, and probably nothing will happen. So if it doesn't, signing off for the day. All right.